Alrighty guys, good evening. Hope everyone is having a amazing Thursday night. Glad to have y'all here for another weather update. So we got ourselves a lot of stuff to talk about here. Things have actually gotten a little bit interesting out there, I should say. But anyways, let's go ahead and dump right on into it, my friends. Let's see here. We're going to start off over here. But let's go ahead and see who we have ourselves in the stream here for today. We have Broccoli, we have Crystal, we have Corey, we have Roadster, we have, let's see here. Who else is hanging out with us? We have Matthew, we have Catman, let's see here. We have Roadster. I don't know if I already said Roadster. I think, yeah, I don't know if I said that or not. Roaster's here, TRG's here, Railfan, let's see here, Jordan, let's see, Ragtie. Got ourselves Mary. What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing good. Roby's here. Hope everyone's doing all right. Glad to have y'all here. So we are going to start off here just by talking about this real quickly. So the South is finally getting some rain. We got ourselves a lot of precipitation rolling its way across Texas right now, through Louisiana, through portions here of Arkansas, through Oklahoma, and even into the Tennessee Valley here. We're starting to get a lot of precipitation rolling its way towards the region. So thank goodness, because they have definitely needed it over the last several weeks, I should say. It's been very dry across some of these regions here. So that is definitely good news to start off here. Now, we do have ourselves a bit of activity coming up here in the country. Other than this system here, we have ourselves a lot of things we need to look out for with that big trough that's going to be working its way down in the country, which is going to be, possibly driving some crazy weather across the country. That is one of the main things we got to look out there for. And now there's a little bit more of a concern in the tropics. If you guys saw what we were talking about in the chat earlier before the stream started, there's now an area that we need to look out there for in the Atlantic. We're talking a possibility for a tropical cyclone formation. So anyways, but let's go ahead and jump our way over here to the models. We're going to start off with the GFS. So like I said, right now, as we look at the radar view, we have this big old jet of precipitation across the south. This is currently what's going on right now. Got a low pressure system up here towards southeast Canada for the most part. We had that little ice storm this morning across the northeast we covered there. We were live at like 7 a.m. this morning doing ourselves a little bit of a live stream out there. So we got a little bit of coverage in this morning. I'm glad to help out the people I could have, because like I said, it was a pretty impactful morning this morning. But thankfully the conditions have gotten better across a lot of those regions, because the temperatures have been above freezing for the most part across most of those areas. But anyways, that is what we are looking out there for. That is essentially what we are seeing. So we work our way down in time here. We get this big old area of high pressure here. Big old high pressure system that does work its way through here, in which is going to lead the country to mostly nice conditions. But then we got a big old system that possibly could work its way down here. As you can actually see right there across California, the GFS model has this thing kicking through. Also, look at this. This system across the east. So according to the GFS model here, the last the last couple of runs, actually the last several runs, the model has been hinting towards a really strong low pressure system here in southeastern Canada, potentially deriving a good amount of moisture. Now it's not just the GFS that actually talks about this; it's also like the European model, the ECMWF too, also does show this here. So we got this big old jet, and of course the GFS also shows a little cyclone down there, a little hurricane potentially, in which that has been ridiculous. This model, I'm not even joking when I say it, but this model has been supporting this hurricane for absolute, like, forever now. Look at this. Last several days. Look at this. Constantly, there's been a hurricane somewhere there in the Caribbean. And like I said, right now we are watching out for the possibility of tropical formation, considering the National Hurricane Center has actually put out a little area of interest here. Look at this, 20% chance of formation in the next 7 days. So we have ourselves, like I said, we have ourselves here another system that we got to look out there for. Like I said, right now it's a 20% chance of formation, which is, obviously nothing too crazy. It's not too high, but we will have to see, because we'll take a look at the models about that here in a minute. But let's go ahead and get back to that big system across the country. But like I said, it could be something that we need to look out for, as it could be another tropical system for this year. We'll have to see how that forms. But anyways, yeah, like I said though, the GFS really shows a massive system rolling through here, as you can see. Basically for the 18th, which that is, today's pretty much over, so we're talking about a week out here, but like I said, the models have been a little consistent on that, showing that system there, has been popping up. It's actually been relatively new in the GFS, though, but for the ECMWF, though, the European model, it also does show that same exact thing from what we were looking at there, which is, definitely pretty interesting. Look at that really big system working its way up across the east. So that in itself is something we definitely need to be looking out there for. And you can see there's a lot of rain coming up here for western country, out there towards like California. We're going to be getting a lot of rain out there, my friends. So if you all live in California, expect a little bit of rain here down in time. But that is the next big question here, is what is going to happen with this system here. So obviously, the time of year that we're in right now, this possibly could allow for a bit of snow. The GFS model does support a bit of snow out of the system here. The European model does too, but it's not, we don't have precipitation type on this in particular site here, but there is, I believe. Let's go and actually, I have an idea. I know what I can do for this here. Hold on a minute, y'all. We're gonna work our way over here to the models on this page, because I can actually compare the two. I remember. Let's do the GFS. We're going to take a look here at the United States. We're going to do US, and we're going to scroll all the way down here till we find, let's see, where are you at? Here we go, precipitation type. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the map here. And then, so that's the GFS. We got the GFS on the left-hand side here. And we go ahead and click over here, add the ECMWF, and boom, there you go. We got the European model on the right and the GFS model on the left. So that is what we are looking at. So yeah, you can see both the models. They're a little bit delayed from one another, but they do both support a really decent sized system that works its way across the country here. Also, like I said, you have the GFS model that shows that hurricane. I mean, that's been very consistent for the last several days, really. And in which, as we're going to look in the tropics here in a minute, you're going to find out that the surface temperatures out there of the water is still very supportive of tropical activity. So that alone could be something to look out there for. But anyways, yeah, there's still a bit that needs to be worked out, obviously, in terms of timing. But both the models do support this storm happening, which overall, seems to be a good possibility. I mean, for example, it does show a big low pressure system up there around the same area, as you guys can see. Just a little bit unknown in terms of where the moisture is going to be at overall. So that's just something we'll have to look out for. Something we'll have to keep on the lookout here for the next little bit. But regardless, yeah, we definitely need to watch out there for the country for next week. Like I said, we'll have to definitely be looking out there for that. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive on into let's go ahead and dive on into the tropics, my friends, because we have ourselves a bit of things we need to come clean with. Okay, so we need to look out here in the tropics and see what's going on. So like I said, we have the GFS model, the American GFS run. Let me go ahead and put up that time. There we go. Perfect. So you guys can see the time just above me here. But yeah, we work our way down in time, and it shows the system kind of kicking off here for the 15th, which is still a little ways away, but it definitely has this thing kicking off here pretty strong. And then just kind of doing some funky stuff, hanging around the Caribbean for a little bit. Obviously, that is still kind of unknown. It has it hitting Jamaica like dead on, which is pretty bad. But like I said, track and even the overall existence of the storm is still relatively unknown at the moment. But like I said, in the storm's defense here, though, the models, like I said, not particularly in that same area, but it does show a consistent hurricane around that area for the last several scans, which is pretty crazy. Oh gosh, here. Okay, there we go. I actually managed to sneeze. If you guys don't know, it seems like almost every stream I have to sneeze at some point, and most of the times it doesn't come out, but that time it magically did. But like I said, whenever it comes to it, though, this model definitely has been very consistent in the tropics, showing that tropical system. So we'll have to see. And then we compare it to like the CMC model, and you can actually see there how the storm, that low pressure system, is still there. It's still there. So it's not just this, not just the GFS, but it's also the CMC model too in the long range, actually, supporting that as well. So we'll have to look out there for it. Let's see here. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Let's see here. But that is what we're looking at. Let's see, hurricane season is not over yet. Is this KM? Possibly not. Yeah, I mean we're not officially through hurricane season until the end of this month, so still got a little time to squeeze in there. Still got a little time. Let's see. Dale says hi from Minnesota. What's up, Dale? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. But like I said, we have the CMC model as well, agreeing on it, and the ECMWF overall. So that is, not just the ECMWF, but the CMC model and the GFS was what I meant to say. The ECMWF here, on the other hand, actually supports as well. Look at that. Has that low pressure system down there. So, you know what, guys? I don't know, but to me it looks like these models are starting to show a bit of support for the system. Not just the GFS, but like the a lot of the other models too. I know it's still a little far out. Here's the NavGem actually showing the exact same thing with that system's existence here pretty early. So the models, the models overall have been a little bit supportive of that. Let's actually go ahead and do something here real quickly. We are going to switch over here to the ensembles. I'm curious to see what they have to say. This is the ECENS ensembles here. Let's see here. You can hardly see that. So we're gonna zoom into this area here. Maybe you can see it a little better. Good enough. Good enough out there. But let's go ahead and loop this here. Looking at the ensembles here. So we're looking at kind of the spaghetti type of plots, but it's from one model in particularly. Look at that. Wow. There is a bit of support there later on down in time. Now, like I said, this is kind of in the long range. This is still several days out, and a lot can change here, but you can see that, how we get all this low activity rolling through, and it kind of goes through the Caribbean potentially. So we'll have to see. Did New York get snow last night? It did. Yes, it did. And this morning, actually. We also, last night into this morning. Like I said, we were live for that this morning, too. Around 7 a.m. to go live for you guys. Let's see. Any typhoons around? I don't think so. I am pretty sure there's nothing in the Pacific, or at least the East Pacific, still hurricanes. Typhoons, anyways? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Let's see here. We got a 95W, we got 91P. So yeah, these are just invests. So no, we don't have any typhoons out there. Let's see here. But yeah, no, New York did get a little bit. Weather on the Go says NHC show or gives 20% chance of development over the next 7 days. It does. Yeah, like I said, that's a new thing that we just learned actually today. Is that the Hurricane Center put out an area of discussion or area of interest, we call it AOI, which is very interesting. Very, very interesting out there. Formation chance in the next 7 days, 20%. Like I said, it's in the long range. So you see what I'm saying? So the probability, I mean, is still possibly going to increase. But like I said, it's just pretty far out there at this point. But the thing is that, like I said, even that it's far out, there's a lot of support on the models. The models have been pretty daggone consistent, showing that we could be seeing, this system here, kicking off, which is definitely really, really interesting out there. But we're gonna hop on back here to back to the models here, but we'll just have to keep it out there for that, my friends, and just see how that continues to play out. I'll give you guys, periodic updates on this here for the next several days. Obviously, I'll let you guys know about what's gonna happen with that system. But like I said, at least for now, it looks like it's a possibility that something could happen down in time. Something could happen down in time. Let's see here. About to say it's -4 is a bit chilly this year. Wow. From Canada, -4 degrees. That is, that's a little chilly out there, just a little bit. Let's see here. We've had some pretty strong winds out there. Since then the map is updated. Actually, what I wanted to show you guys real quickly is the amount of snow we got last night here. This is the observed snowfall as of 7 p.m. So let's go ahead and work our way over here to the main screen. So yeah, you can see how most of the snow fell across these regions. So we're talking between 1 and 2 inches. That's pretty much how much we were expected to see, regardless. But like I said, this probably does not account for the rest of the little bit of snow that's expected up there towards Maine. They obviously got a little bit of a trace here so far, up to a couple tenths of an inch, but nothing too crazy so far. Let's see here. Will this next big system hit Dixie Alley or Texas? So that's what we need to really watch out for, is the possibility of where the system is going to make impacts here. Because this is actually a part of that trough. We mentioned this for the last several days. That big trough we were talking about, that big dip in the jet stream here, that the models were talking about. So let's go ahead and bring this back up here real quickly for y'all. So let's see here. We got the, actually we're going to pull up the North America view, and we're going to look here at the, let's see here, 500 millibar height. Here we go. Perfect. So we got that. So there's the GFS model. And of course we have, I got to add the ECMWF as well. So there we go. So the European model here is on the right-hand side. And the American GFS is on the left-hand side here. So like I said, we have this big swing down here. Like I said, it's a bit off regarding the timing, though. That's kind of the main unknown right now. It's a little hard to see, but here, let me go ahead and hide my face here for a second. See, there you go. So you guys can see it there. So, like I said, you can actually see how we have this big dip in the jet stream right over here versus the ECMWF having it over here. In which, the models are very different. The ECMWF has it going through the central country, while the GFS has it stalling out for a little bit and then troughing across the country here later on. So there's a little bit of a, an unknown regarding the timing here, between the models. So that is what we need to work out over the next couple of days. But like I said, this is not really terribly too far out either. This is not, too far. I mean, this is about 170-ish hours out. I mean, it starts to make impacts about 130 hours out. So that's really not terribly too far. So like I said, there's just a lot of stuff the models still need to work out. But the thing is that both the models does support that big trough, and they have been for the last several days. So the consistency is there, of a possible system rolling its way through the country. And like I said, with that big deep trough that we get through the country, a lot of things can happen. So for example, if it does play out the way that like the European model is showing here in a big trough across the country, this could even spark severe thunderstorms. I mean, because this is the typical setup you have for severe weather too. There's a big trough, pulling up a lot of warm air and bringing down a lot of cold air from the backside. So, causes that thermodynamic reaction in which they start to kick off some storms. That could be a possibility. So that's for, if the ECMWF was to be correct, and if the way that was going to play out, that is what we would likely see. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that again here. So we work way down in time here. You can see that big old dip in the jet stream here. That is what we need to look out there for. And also, on this system here, there is a possibility that we actually could maybe see a bit of snow out of it as well, considering, you know, obviously the condition or the time of the year we're in now. It's still not a for sure thing. Like I said, obviously I'm not saying there will be severe weather or there won't be. I'm saying that it's certainly a possibility, considering the setup that we possibly could be in down in time. Like I said, between the two models and stuff like that, we'll have to keep an eye out there for it. Anyways, let's see here. If yes, we should get severe weather next weekend, just shortly after Thanksgiving. We'll see. We'll definitely see how that pops up here. What's up, Lacey? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Is that large system? We're rolling through California later. Responsible for pattern change. So, responsible for the pattern change. Well, it's not specifically. Well, the pattern change is obviously going from a zonal flow type of ordeal. So basically, from the jet stream just going straight across the United States to more of a classic setup. You know, more of like a classic. You know, trough and ridge activity here. So we have the big troughs and we have a little bit of a ridge across the east. So that's ridging over here, troughing over here. So the weather pattern obviously is changing, and you're getting the storm because of that weather pattern per se. Not, you know, not just because of that in particular storm. It's the pattern changing, the reason why you're getting the storm, not the reason you're getting the storm is why the pattern's changing. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense, but I feel like I explained that pretty all right. Pilot says, how is my day? My day is going great, Pilot. I hope yours is going good as well. Let's see here. Big storm riding a cold front. Yeah, it looks like it. It's not, well, the storm is producing a cold front, which would, like I said, depending on exactly how it looks, and, you know, what the setup actually turns out to be, it could be a cold front sparking severe weather. We don't know. Like I said, you know, severe weather could be a concern, and winter weather could be a concern, or even both. Like I said, there's still a lot we need to look out for, but the consistency is there for this storm's existence. So the models have been saying that. But yeah, we'll definitely need to. We'll just have to watch out for this here. That's pretty much the bottom line. Is we gotta really watch out closely for this guy, because you know, like I said, if it does play out the way that the models have been kind of hinting towards, it could be a little nasty. Also, out there towards the west, I'm going to tell you this here now. Expect probably a good amount of precipitation, regardless of what scenario plays out, because it obviously seems like you guys are going to be getting a bit of precipitation out there, especially out there towards you know, like California and all that stuff, with, you know, several blasts of rain potentially. I mean, this is really far down. I don't like looking this far out. But at least for the short range, you know, there's going to be likely a bit of precipitation there for that trough activity rolling through. So that is what we need to look out there for. Let's see here. But anyways, let's see here. Gotta take care of my plate. I was wondering, was I hearing from the other room? I forgot I was watching the stream. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Let's see, whoever lives in the south, let's see, could definitely pick up a foot of snow. What do you mean by the south? That's the question. Like I said, the South U.S., though, for this winter possibly could get a bit more activity down here. I definitely think it's a possibility. Also, the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast we mentioned here. So if you guys live out there, I think you all might be in a good pattern this year. But anyways, but like I said, guys, if you guys are just now joining us, like I said, we've been watching. Like I said, we've been watching out for this here for a while. You know, for this big trough activity rolling through. Not to mention, we've been seeing a little bit of increasing support, like I said, of a tropical system. Let's see here. Change that. There we go. We've been seeing a little bit of a support of an increasing probability of a tropical system rolling through the Caribbean here, so we'll need to look out there for that. You know, like I said, it's still a little ways away from really doing anything too crazy. However, like I said, you know, whenever it comes to it, like the the CMC model and all of that, so the ECMWF supports it. CMC model at the end of the run supports that as well. All the models, like I said, most of the models now are pretty consistent. I mean, even the European model was talking about how that could be a good possibility of a little disturbance there. See, Texas got hit by 7 inches before snow. Oh yeah, I'm sure they got a lot more than that actually. For sure. But yeah, there's really two things, like I said, guys, we need to be looking out there for. Once again, is this big guy. We need to look out there for the tropics down there towards you know, central, just off of the coast of, you know, Panama here, just, you know, right there towards Central America. The models have a system kind of going in this direction. Like I said, obviously that's bound to change, but there's been a bit of support of the models showing somewhere in the Caribbean, you know, tropical depression possibly being a possibility. In which, you know, like I said, once again, what I was going to show you guys here is that the temperatures out there of the waters, like I said, of the Southern Caribbean, like I said, is very, very, very supportive. Like I said, we need those temperatures of this the ocean to be above 26 Celsius. So, and we still got some very, very warm waters down here, around 29, 30 degrees Celsius, which is like in the 80-degree Fahrenheit range, which that is definitely very, very you know, high out there. So it's, like I said, something we need to look out there for overall. As you know, that alone is one ingredient out of three, really, for tropical development, in which it looks like there's going to be a lot of moisture around this area at the same time, and we'll have to see about the wind shear for the most part. Let's see here. What's going to happen in Idaho? Well, so if we hop over to the radar right now, currently, we have a little bit of precipitation rolling across the west, but, you know, Idaho is relatively clear here for right now. But whenever it comes down to later on, you know, across that region, let's see here, we're gonna work way up here to the northwest here for y'all. But what happens later on down in time for those areas? So you can obviously say we have that big line of rain we were just looking at there on the radar. This is the models, by the way. It does show maybe a little bit of that precipitation, maybe a little bit of snow for the upper elevations, maybe up there towards northern Idaho potentially. But, you know, for the most part, it's just going to be cut off there with those mountain ranges throughout, you know, Oregon and Washington State for the most part. Let's see here. There's been in Florida water temperature of 102. Wow. That is literally hot tub water. I'm not even joking. Like, literally, that is pretty nuts. See, how close are we? Says 18 Zulu GFS has 921 millibar low pressure going up towards Greenland? What? Are you serious? Hold on a minute. We need to look at that. I guess the closest view we got is North Atlantic. It's kind of hard to tell. Where is that? Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, hold on a minute. We might have to look up a little further up north, yeah. Maybe North America. That might be like the best view. I don't know. Oh, there it is. That's literally all the way at the end. Dude, GFS is pretty crazy though. But like I said, yeah, that far of a range is definitely something you don't want to look at because it's very inconsistent and very unpredictable at that range, I should say. Let's see here. That's a powerful. Yeah, a little bit. But like I said, you know, with the GFS though, what I'm concerned about, like I said, is the fact of a possible hurricane that's been very consistent. Not in where it's gonna be per se, but where it's gonna potentially, or the overall existence, I should say, not where it's at, but like I said, yeah. Look at that. Look at the big differences. The GFS. Hold on a minute. So the 12 Zulu GFS had that system rolling through a lot earlier. Look at that 198 here, and then getting caught up in that low pressures at that big trough we were talking about. Has it getting caught up in that big trough, and then we have let's see here, the latest GFS has the system below the trough, but hardly influenced at all, and it actually has it stalling over like north of Puerto Rico for a little bit, but that's still a little far out. But yeah, but the model though, that's what I'm concerned about is how often, look at that, how consistent the model has been for the last several days. Like we go all the way back down, so you can see how some of these runs don't really support a hurricane. You got one that shows it near Florida, one in the Gulf, another one out there by the Gulf into the Southern Caribbean, and see it's just been hopping all over. But more lately, you see how it's been more consistent out by the Caribbean, which is that's what's got me a little interested, a little concerned, I should say. So, and on top of that, here, like I said, with the latest the long range ECMWF showing a little disturbance out there as well, which is really interesting. The CMC as well showing a little disturbance out there. Icon model, let's see here. Yeah, the icon shows that little disturbance there as well. So, yeah, models are talking about it. So we'll have to see. Let's see here. I put my hand in the door and shut it. My brain didn't care to think that my hand was in the way. Good job, TRG. I'm proud of you. Let's see here. El Nino, I thought it's usually low snow. For the north, no, it depends on where at. Location has a lot to do with that. So, for example, El Nino brings more snow to the south and more towards the mid-Atlantic and northeast. Meanwhile, less up there towards like the northern plains and the Midwest. But anyways, oh my gosh. See here, we paddle through the lagoon. It's crazy warm on our way to Great Reef. Break the surf, says Ragtie. Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, the water down there is still very, very warm. That's for sure. Let's hop back over to that. Yeah, like I said, across the Gulf, like the Gulf of Mexico, it's definitely cooled down a little bit. You can actually see here. Oh, I need to I need to fix this here. Yeah, look at that though. The Gulf out there is 26, 27, which yes, I mean that can support some tropical activity. Like I said, if all other conditions are met, but it probably wouldn't be rapid development, based off of the temperatures alone. But down in the Caribbean, like I was saying, though, 29, 30 degrees Celsius waters, that is still very warm. Very, very warm. Let's see here. You're welcome, TRG. What's up, Proxy? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Hope all is well with you. Saying hi, Andrew, and the whole NW16 family. What's up? Hope you're doing good, Prox. Let's see here. See, I stubbed my toe on radiators in my house. Oh my gosh. That's not good. But anyways, like I was saying though, yeah, the Gulf is starting to cool down a bit, so that's good news out there. But like I said, there towards the Caribbean, we still have a solid chance. So we'll have to see how things play out. That is that, my friends. But let's see here. So we're gonna hop back. Or, you know what? We're gonna go back here to this view overall. But whenever it comes to, like I said, whenever it comes to the activity and stuff like that in the near future, like we were talking about. Wait a second. What is that? Hold on. What is the GFS? Hold on a second. What is that? GFS has a little low pressure system down there. What? Hold on a minute. It's got me curious now. Let's see here. This has been there. Oh. What? Could that be like a little cyclone? Like a brief... Y'all see that, right? There's a well-defined low-pressure system having it going right next to Texas's coast for the 13th and impacting Louisiana on the 14th. That kind of skimmed by my radar here. I didn't even really notice that until now. Yeah, but look at that. There's a kind of a weak low-pressure system out there that could deliver some rain. We'll have to see. We'll have to watch out there for that. That could be pretty interesting. But like I mentioned before, though, even if it wanted to go tropical, which it more than likely won't, this thing will likely not be a tropical system. But even if it wanted to, like I said, the temperatures out there, I believe, are still... I don't think they're in the threshold of development. Yeah, because that system's going to be rolling through these waters here, which is below 26 degrees Celsius, which that would basically mean... that the system would not be tropical. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to be really much of a concern. Probably just a bit of a rain problem, bit of a rain concern. It looks like the south, though, yeah, the south is starting to get a bit of rain. I mean, like I said, right now, if we hop over to the models at the moment, you can see how we have this big jet right now of precipitation starting to roll up towards the south. Like I said, they definitely need it, though. Because it's been pretty dry for the last week or so out there. See here. What's up, Brayden? Hope you're doing good. Hurricane Go Whoosh says hi. What's up? I love your name, by the way. Let's see here. Kobe says looking at the models. Gotcha. Yeah, let's see. They need the rain in Texas. They sure do. They sure do. Yep, that is for sure. But they definitely are experiencing that. Also out there towards like the Tennessee Valley too. Towards, obviously Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas. We have Oklahoma. We have Texas. Out there towards Dallas. Looks like it's kind of a bit of a shower activity popping off. Let's see here. It's not out of the realm of possible we get another tropical storm in December. So Maddie, the probability at that point would be pretty low. But not impossible because, like I said, obviously hurricane season doesn't end until late this, like at the end of this month is whenever hurricane season ends. So, when it comes to it though, by the time it reaches December, most of the waters become, pretty much. What I'm trying to say, I'm trying to think of the good word for this. So the conditions out there become basically not able to produce tropical systems because the water gets too cool. Typically that happens by, obviously winter months as things start to cool down overall. See, your Pat says raining near Dallas. It is. Yep. Yeah, you guys definitely need it. That's for sure. Remember May 22nd, 2011? We're seeing Joplin, Missouri. I was really little then. I don't really remember that personally. But I definitely remember the Joplin tornado. Hearing about it many times, of course. But anyways. But that is essentially what we're looking at here. So let's go ahead and hop our way back to the models, though. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. See what is going on out here. But like I said, yeah, GFS model here. Down in time has that system rolling through. Like I said, big, huge storm for the east. So we'll have to watch out. I mean, this is 198 hours, which that's, still a little ways away. I don't like looking this far out typically, but, the way that the models have been handling this here, I mean, between the models overall, both of the models definitely does support a pretty good-sized storm working its way towards the east here. So, that is what we need to look out for. Kobe says here in West Virginia we've been experiencing fires. I heard about that. Actually, I have. We might even be able to see it on the satellite imagery, actually. Hold on a minute. So we go back home here. Yeah, I think I was able to see it on the satellite view. Also in Virginia, I saw some too earlier. So let's go true color. Obviously now the sun's down, but let's go localized here. Perfect, right there. And let's go. Yeah, let's go ahead and go way back here. Go back 200 frames. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But yeah, let's go back 200 frames and see what's going on here. Kind of hard to tell with all that cloud cover. Yeah, it's been pretty cloudy all day, so it's kind of hard to see. But there definitely was some fires out there for sure. That's just unfortunate. Let's see here. Quick question: what's a derecho? So a derecho is basically a long-lived line of storms that travels hundreds of miles, producing scattered wind damage, basically, or I should say, not scattered, but widespread wind damage. Yeah, it's basically a squall line, a really big line of storms that lasts several hours, and produces just widespread wind damage and stuff. Yeah, they're pretty nasty, and like I said, those derechos are known to produce like really nasty winds. I mean, they're also commonly known as land hurricanes. I've heard people call them because, I mean, kind of makes sense. Yeah, they're basically a really big, dense system that is just packing a punch, essentially. Which, I mean, it is driven by a low pressure, a little bit of an area of low pressure behind it. Yeah. Let's see, we have one or two of those during the summer. Oh yeah, Oh yeah, we've had a couple this year. I remember we did a lot of coverage. During storm season this year, we did a lot of coverage on the tropics. Or wait a minute, on the severe weather. Also the tropics too. We covered all the systems this year pretty much. It's been a pretty active season, I'll tell you that one. Let's see here. Cat says I had 110 mile an hour winds here in Tulsa. That's pretty severe. Yeah, anytime you get in the winds that high, it's a problem. Father's Day this year, Catman. Wow. Yeah, that's just a little bit excessive, don't you think? All right, we're gonna work our way back over here to the models, y'all. But yeah. So like I said, got to keep it out there for really two regions, guys. And they both could be happening near at the same time, if not at the same time. You can see the GFS has that tropical system down there towards the Caribbean, also having this big, really big storm system working its way across the east, and you see this big steep hill here of you see where it turns blue. So that is basically a bunch of really cold air likely driving down in the country. I mean, if this storm did occur, not only would it have the possibility of producing, say severe weather or snow or whatever, it would also likely bring down some pretty daggone cold temperatures, possibly. See, I always seem to get sick right around the holidays. Well, hopefully that's not the case this time. Yeah, we're getting closer, I should say. But we still got to get through Thanksgiving first, which Thanksgiving is a couple weeks away. Let's see here. It was 12 in the morning. Had a few power flashes. Power was flickering and it went out. Wow, that's crazy. That is actually pretty crazy. But yeah, so like I said, just got to keep an eye out there for both of those areas there, for the east and for the Caribbean. For the Southern Caribbean, like I said, the models are now starting to really show that activity popping through. Yeah, the models are definitely starting to show that activity. The ECMWF in the longer range shows that system rolling through. Also, yeah, that big system out there too. Overall. So at least for the next couple of days, though, a lot of the central and eastern country is going to be relatively clear regarding rain and stuff like that. Like I said, another area we got to look out for is by coastal Texas and Louisiana. It shows a low pressure system rolling through out there and driving a bit of precipitation, which it's good because those areas definitely need it. They've been very, very dry out there. Let's see here. MP says, "What's up, everyone? What's up, MP? Hope you're doing good. Upstate New York is quiet now, just a little bit of rain." Yeah, I can confirm that, actually. Let's go ahead and bring y'all back over here to the current observations, current conditions. So you can see a little bit of rain out there towards upstate New York. We had a bit of that snow rolling its way out. Yeah, it's pretty much gone now. It is gone in Maine for the most part, so they have already experienced all of their snow. And of course, down here towards the south, we have areas out there by, Ohio, Tennessee Valley. I'm not saying Ohio itself, but the Ohio Valley, really. Tennessee Valley, and then obviously the southern plains here. We got a lot of precipitation rolling through. And of course, the upper northwest, we got another little system rolling through. The mountains should pretty much catch all of that moisture for the most part. There's not going to be too much more that passes through central Washington State and passes through central Oregon there. Like I said, the models did support maybe a little bit of snow for the northern side of Idaho, maybe a little bit of some snowfall up there with this band of precipitation, but that's about it. Looks like we got a little bit of precipitation also out there towards Iowa, moving in towards northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin. It also looks like it's been pretty daggone windy out there earlier. I remember the winds, 37, 30, 25. Yeah, it's definitely been pretty 32, 30. Yeah, it's been pretty windy out there because I remember the let's see here. I'm gonna hop over here to if I can find it. But I wanted to hop over here to the winds. The winds have definitely calmed down, I believe, since this morning. Overall, let's see here. MP coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, MP. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much for that. That is very, very nice. Very, 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 very sweet of you. Once again, thank you so much, MP. You rocked it. And like I said, all of you guys in the chat, please give MP a big thank you for the support. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, hopping over here to, let's see here. Forecast. We're going to work our way to the central. There we go. Towards the view, and we're going to look over here towards, let's see, wind gusts. Here we go. Perfect. So, yeah, no, the winds have definitely calmed down a bit. They were pretty windy out there. I don't know if RTMA analysis shows the wind speeds at all. It does, actually. So let's hop up towards the north. Yeah, no, but it definitely was a little bit, definitely was a little windy out there earlier. Yeah, there you go. Really shows it. Especially out there towards like north, South Dakota, throughout Minnesota and Wisconsin. Pretty windy out there for sure. Yeah, this is right here towards, right around the surface, about 10 meters up. Showing around in knots. So yeah, it got really windy out there towards central. Out there towards like central South Dakota, it looks like. Let's see here. It's been a very quiet start to second severe weather season. Oh yeah, for sure. Proxy says my ears perked up like, let's see, when I heard Ohio. Let's see here. What is going on in my neck of the woods, says Proxy. So, Proxy, what's going on for you? What you got to look out for is monitor this next system that we're talking about here. We got to monitor it closely. Let's see here. MP, once again, thank you, dude. Greatly appreciated. But Proxy, yeah, you got to look out for this next system here because it looks like we're going to be getting a really big storm system here for possibly later on next week. Really showing for the 17th, which is like next Friday. It's still a little ways away, but both of the models are talking about a potential storm out there. Which you can see the ECMWF has a bit of a storm system rolling through here as well. Overall. So we'll definitely have to look out there for that storm system here, kind of showing for the 19th, which is still a little ways away, but we'll see. Let's see, will anything happen in Joplin, Missouri? So Joplin, Missouri, same thing. It's really a lot of the country, actually, I should mention. A lot of the country should watch out there for, a lot of the country should watch out there for the system, not just like the east, also the Central Plains and stuff like that should look out there for it as well, for sure. Let's see here. The time not working. It was for a minute. Oh, okay. Is YouTube being stupid again? As always, YouTube definitely has a bit of a few bugs. I've noticed a few bugs. But anyways, let's go and hop back over here. So just watch out for that next big storm system. Actually, I'm curious to see just how cold it could get. Like I said, obviously don't trust this to be exact. Yeah, look at that really big cold front there. You see that thing? That is a very long cold front there. Yeah, that line you see right there, that's all the warmer air. So the warm air pulls up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this in different color. So what happens during this type of scenarios, warm air gets pulled up into the country. A lot of warm and moisture-filled air. And what happens is on the backside, the cold air comes down from the north, out there from the Arctic, for the most part. And so what's driven by this is a big low pressure system. So and they rotate counterclockwise. So think of it like mixing. It's basically mixing counterclockwise, and it's dragging up warm air and it's pulling down cold air. So in that that area where the cold front's at, that's where your warm air is coming in contact with that cold air. So not to mention, the cold air is very dry and the warm air is very moisture filled. So moisture filled warm air versus dry cold air, two literal polar opposites of each other. really cause an interaction in which that would really, be violent in terms of storms. But I'm not saying that there's going to be storms with this system. Like I said, you can definitely have some storm systems here. Essentially, that is overall. It's like I said, essentially that's overall not as not as potent, I should say. Let's see here. Jaden says big cold front. It is. Yeah, you can actually see it does look like it really slams through the country here. I mean, yeah, you can really see where that's at here. Let's see, ECMWF, C12 Zulu. Yeah, you can actually see it on this one as well. See it right there. Pretty interesting. Proxy coming in with a $35 super chat. Thank you, Proxy. You absolutely rock. Proxy, we love you. Thank you, saying thanks, Andrew. You're very, very welcome. See, I'd like to respectfully submit a request for snow and ice free winter here in Northeast Ohio. Well, Proxy, I tell you what, typically for those areas, it can be a little below average, considering we get that Arctic jet that, it could bring some cold air down, but that Arctic jet usually can keep things relatively dry. It's that subtropical jet that comes through the south that we got to look out for the moisture-wise. Now, I'm not saying you're going to have a free, snowless, and iceless winter, but it'll be different than last year. It'll be definitely different than last year, in which, most of the snow happens up in these areas here. Or a lot more activity, I should say, happens in these areas up here regarding snowfall. But Proxy, thank you so much for the 35. That is very sweet of you. We love you, Proxy. Big thank you. And but like I said, yeah, we'll keep you informed. Obviously, Proxy, you know that if there's any big storm systems or anything heading your way, we'll cover it. We'll be here for you guys. That goes to all of you guys out there. I'm covering everything I can see here in the weather world. So whatever is going on, whether it being no pun intended, whether it being like tornadoes, tornado events, hurricanes, you name it, and I'll be live for it. But the GFS, look at that. GFS really has a massive cold front, a big blast of just cold air rolling through here. But yeah, once again, Proxy, that is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Once again, you guys in the chat, please give Proxy a big thank you. That is very, 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 very sweet of you. We love you, Proxy. Let's see, do I mean polar vortex? It could. We could have a couple polar vortexes up there towards, I'd say the greatest probability would be up there towards like Minnesota, which, could be a thing. Absolutely. Let's see here. Due to an El Nino here in Ohio, be warm. Possibly. Let's see. See letter broccoli. Let's see. And the polar jet is always moving. Oh yeah, for sure. See, Proxy official support or sponsor of NWW11. Hero status. Steve. Hero status achieved. Absolutely. Proxy got the hero status a long time ago. Let's see here. See, it's been warm lately in Ohio. Yeah. Actually, I want to show you guys something real quickly before we move on to something else. Let's see. We're going to hop over here back to this view. So let me go ahead and remove. We're going to, first of all, upright that. But we're going to go ahead and remove those temperatures right now. So let's just get that out of the way. So let's see here. All right, turn those off. So we'll also turn off the rain too, because we don't want that right now. Anyways, and let me turn off the reports. Perfect. So I wanted to show you guys here the forecast for the next little bit regarding temperatures. And you can see for this, for basically starting next week into the week after, for some reason it's actually expected to be pretty much above normal, relatively warmer than normal. So you can see a lot of the, especially a lot of the Midwest and upper Midwest regions is supposed to be a lot warmer than normal. Most of the country, you can see literally across the red, that's showing above average temperatures for this time of the year. This is days 6 through 10. So basically, 6 days from now through 10 days from now. That is whenever we're going to be having this, temperature probability. So it's going to be relatively above normal. For the same time period, this is the precipitation outlook. You can see the west we were talking about. Out there towards the west, it is going to be a heck of a lot more active regarding storms, and so we're going to get a lot of precipitation, especially out there towards California, Nevada, Arizona, even Utah, A lot of the southwest here is going to be much above average in terms of precipitation. Up there towards the north, by like the North Dakota, or just the northern plains in general, upper Midwest and the Northeast, it's going to be a little drier than normal, it looks like here. But then once we work our way down into, basically the weeks or the days 8 through 14, so 8 days from now to 14 days from now, it's pretty similar for the most part. A lot of the central eastern country and a lot of the west is going to be, or a lot of the west southwest is going to be cooler than normal, while the central and eastern side of the U.S. is going to be a lot warmer than normal. Not to mention precipitation for those time periods is going to be relatively above average for much of the country. So a lot of the country is actually going to be above average. There's actually no areas of below average activity across the way. Let's see here. Jaden says, "Whoa, it's large. I was very close to the very dark red, but I'm in the darkish, lightish red." So yeah, regardless, what that red color was showing you guys is that the temperatures out there is going to be above average overall. Let's see here. Emish Overshoot, thank you so much coming in here with the $5 support. Greatly appreciated. That is very, 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 very sweet of you. Let's see here. So, saying hi from, let's see, Ernie, Cedar Falls, Iowa. Or is it Ernie? Is it Ernie or Ernie? Well, thank you so much for that. That is very sweet of you. Big shout out goes to you for the support. Thank you so much. That's very, very generous for you. Very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. Is it Amish? Or I am having one of those days, guys. I'm sorry. But thank you so much. It's very, very sweet of you. Much appreciated. Let's see here. How warm would that be for Minnesota? 6 to 10 day time frame. Let's see here. Wow. So you said for where? For Minnesota? Yeah. I mean, obviously you're in the darkest color there is, meaning it's going to be well above average. It's talking about in general. Which it'll probably be some days it could be up in like the 60s. It looks like there for like the afternoon of the 16th for the southern area here of Minnesota. It looks like it has a possibility of getting up into the mid 60s, which is pretty daggone warm out there. Absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty daggone warm out there for the most part. So. And like I said, that goes for a lot of the country. A lot of the country here. I mean, most of the country here is in the red, or some shade of red here, which, yeah, all of this is above average. And then you have that little spot out there towards, I mean, look at that. Los Angeles is like dead straight in the coolest, the coolest expectancy area overall. Let's see here. Brandy says, hi, Andrew. Hello, everyone. What's up, Brandy? Hope you are doing good. Glad to have you here. Let's see here. Precipitation. But yeah, so Southwest also, like I said, a lot more active. Also down into the Southeast, thankfully. A bit more active, too. But yeah, no. Once we work our way to 8 to 14 day, I mean, yeah, a lot of literally like all of the country is in above average precipitation. Let's see here. But anyways, Scott saying hi, Andrew. What's up, Scott? Hope you're doing good. But anyways, that is that is essentially what we are talking about, my friends. That is what we are seeing here overall. So for the next several days or so, we need to watch out for it. Once again, guys, we got two big things on the agenda for weather that possibly could be something to watch out for. Or is definitely something to watch out for. The first one being, let's go actually hop over here to the North Atlantic view. So the first thing being is that big system working its way across the east. And the second thing is that potential tropical cyclone, that potential tropical system down there in the southern Caribbean, going up towards some of those main Caribbean islands out there. So that's where we need to look out for really overall. That's kind of the main concern. Like I said, the GFS, that's the GFS model. ECMWF here. Let's see. At the same time, you can see that big system, and it also does show that little tropical system, which could be something to pay attention. But yeah, both of the models kind of shows that same thing going on, that tropical system and then that cold front rolling through. So, they'll probably be happening at the same time, actually, it looks like. So they'll likely be happening, right around the same time there. So we'll keep an eye on it for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. But, all right, guys. Well, it is about an hour. It is now 10 o'clock here, so we went live around 9 o'clock. So we are now pushing an hour on the stream here. So I think we're going to start to wind things down here a little bit. But like I said, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let me know before we head off here. Like I said, I want to make sure you guys are, prepared for the weather. I want to make sure you guys are obviously aware of the situation, aware of what's going on right now in the weather world. And like I said, I'll keep you guys up to date. But like I said, we got to really look out there for those two big systems. Once again, that big system that could work its way across the country will likely impact the central country and into the eastern. So a lot of the central eastern country should watch out for this one. And of course, the Caribbean, look out for a possible tropical system. Those two storms still need a lot of work to be worked out with the models and stuff, but both of the models are pretty confident on the fact that it could happen. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that pops out there. Let's see here. Big wildfire in Northern Virginia region. See, my boyfriend lives there. National Park. Dry conditions are there as well. Yeah. No, my family lives in Northern Virginia. They were actually talking to me about that earlier. Yep. Let's see here. Crystal says I'm ready for bed. I hear you, Crystal. But anyways, yeah, like I said, guys, once again, if y'all have any questions, feel free to let me know. We'll be here for you guys. And, overall, like I said, thank you all for joining us. Really, really, really big shout out to go to MP today, Proxy, as well as Amish Overshoot. Thank you guys so much for your support regarding the donations. You guys are super sweet. We love y'all. Like I said, please know you do not have to donate or anything like that. It is, much appreciated if you do. But like I said, please know that you don't have to. Like I said, y'all just hanging out here and, just being a part of this is all we ask for. And also, like I said, if you guys could subscribe if you've not already, that would be much appreciated. And like I said, it's free. You just got to hit that subscribe button down below. And, yeah, like I said, it's much, much appreciated. So, but anyways, yeah, guys, like I said, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Let's see here. Random question, not weather related. What's that song you were playing at the beginning of the live stream before the show? I'm not sure the name. I've had it on my computer for a long time. But it is. I'm not sure the name of it actually. Let's see. I might be able to find it. Let's see. I got you. Okay, here we go. It's called Corbin Kites. It's Corbin Kites Lilac Skies. That's the name of it. There you go. That's it. Ragtide says, great update, Andrew. Thank you. Ryan says, new subscriber from Michigan. Thank you so much, Ryan. That's greatly appreciated. I appreciate the support. Thank you. Brandy says, much love, y'all. You too, Brandy. Absolutely. But, okay, guys. Well, on the table tomorrow, I think I'm just going to do a live stream tomorrow. I'm doing a video. I really don't want to burn myself out doing too many videos at once because we've been doing a lot of videos lately. So I am probably just going to go back to live streaming for a little bit. And then, of course, if I have to make a video, I will. But, we'll just probably keep it simple with live streams here between the next couple of days overall. But anyways, Proxy says, have a restful evening, everyone. Sleep well. See you next time, or see you next stream. See you later, Proxy. Thanks for joining. Tomorrow night, we're going to go live probably around anywhere from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. That's our window. We usually start to go live. So if you guys, want to join us, like I said, 8:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that would be, let's see here. That's around the time. So it would be 7:30 to 8 p.m. Central time for you guys. But anyways. But all right, guys. Well, y'all take care. We love y'all. Please be safe out there. Like I said, if y'all want to... if you guys want to join our Discord, we have that there in the description. If you guys do want to chat with us after stream hours, then go ahead and feel free to join us. But all right, guys, well, y'all take care. We love y'all. Stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes, so go ahead and say goodbye to your friends and family and all of your friends or people you're hanging out with in the chat. And all right, well, you guys take care, and we'll catch you guys later on. Peace out, my friends. See you tomorrow.